Let's now look at the liberals' call for gun control. For example, there's an ex-fat man who went on a slim fast diet in New York named Nadler, who said that only government should have the power to kill. So let's look at what Nadler meant. Let's look at the record of gun control, shall we? In 1929, the Soviet Union established gun control. What happened? Between 1929 and 1953, about 20 million dissidents were rounded up and exterminated, Mr. Nadler. Are you paying attention, Schumer? In 1911, Turkey established gun control. And from 1915 to 1917, 1.5 million Armenians were rounded up and exterminated by the Muslim government in Turkey. Germany established gun control, Mr. Schumer, in 1938. Schumer, pay attention. And from 1939 to 1945, 13 million Jews and others were rounded up and exterminated. China established gun control in 1935, Mr. Durbin. And from 1948 to 1952, 20 million political dissidents were rounded up and exterminated. Mr. Durbin, Guatemala established gun control in 1964. From 1964 to 1981, 100,000 Mayan Indians were rounded up and exterminated, Mr. Durbin. Uganda established gun control in 1970. Between 1971 to 1979, 300,000 Christians were rounded up and exterminated in Uganda. Cambodia established gun control, Charlie Schumer. That was in 1956. And from 1975 to 1977, 1 million educated people were rounded up and exterminated in Cambodia by Pol Pot. Total, defenseless people rounded up and exterminated in the 20th century directly as a result of their inability to defend themselves against a despotic government, 56 million people. That's the record of the new Soviet United States of America, and we must not let them make us defenseless, no matter how they try to sell a big lie. I had to get that out. So you can go from the ridiculous to the sublime, and you can go from the sublime to the insane. Whichever way you turn, you've got a government that is disconnected not only from reality, but from history itself. The phone number here on the Savage Nation, 855-400-SAVAGE. I realize that there's a very small audience tonight. Most normal people are, I don't know where they are. They're not listening to talk radio, I guess. And yet with 175 stations from San Francisco to New York, you would assume that there are some people conscious enough to realize the danger this country is in. If you care to join the conversation on any of these topics, again, the phone number is 1-855-400-7282, 855-400-SAVAGE.